Have you ever heard of or seen a vinaigrette? Well, I'm going to show you one. Now, what are we looking at, ladies? What have we got?
Beauty.
A beauty. Excellent.
I've got a little vinaigrette that I've had for quite a long time, so I've just brought it in my purse.
All right.
Right.
We should never look in a lady's handbag.
No, quite right.
I was told that, you know, by my mother.
Yeah.
Oh, she's quite right. You never know what you might find.
It's always interesting, though, when you can have a sneaky look.
Yes.
You must enjoy this.
Oops,
Oh, I
daisy.
do. Yeah, I
It's
do.
great fun.
There we go. It's rather pretty, isn't
Let's
it?
have a look. Wow. So, I'll have to do this
Got to-
one-handed. Let me have a good look at it. Let
Open
me,
it up.
What shape is it? It's like a novelty shape. So, okay, let's have a
Bit
look.
of gold inside.
Is it gilded? Okay, you open it and
Right.
tell me how long you've had it for.
because I've got my gloves on.
How long have you had it for?
It was my mother's, so it's got to be 90 odd years, I suppose.
Right. Wow. And it is a vinaigrette, isn't it? So, for those of you at home that don't know what a vinaigrette is, it was the kind of thing that was carried around by a lady or a gentleman, but, you know, when travelling through the rougher ends of town. The terrible smells, the streets, the industry, the tanneries, all of those terrible things. And a vinaigrette would be stuffed with material and perfumes, sometimes herbs. And do you want to demonstrate how a lady would use that when she was travelling through the rougher end of town?
Well,
Go on, you're in your carriage, picture the
I'm in
scene.
my carriage.
Yeah.
Right.
You look out the window, there's some terribly common people, and they're all a bit whiffy. There's one.
Yeah, I'm a bit common.
Oh, dear. What? That's it. That's it.
Oh, dear.
Oh,
Wonderful smell now. Please.
you did that so well. You've done that before.
Well, I wasn't born in those days, but I mean, I can imagine what they would be like. Yes, yes. Not quite, no. It's quite pretty, though, isn't it?
It is very pretty
Yes.
and so collectible. So it's got a gilded interior. It's not gold on the
Not
interior.
gold. Oh, I thought
but
it
it's
was gold.
no. It'll be gilded.
Yes.
Gilded interior. We've got some hallmarks there. I'm gonna have to punch in. Let me just have a.
I haven't got a magnifying glass.
No, I'm
for
going to have
you.
to see. I mean, vinaigrettes were very popular in the 18th century and earlier part of the 19th century. So I think that's Georgian. You've got, is that fruit on there, or I can't quite see.
I haven't got my glasses.
Have you? Tell me, is that fruit? And flowers.
There's
Yeah.
flowers on the back.
Flowers on the back. So representing lovely aromas of the countryside as you're travelling through.
Yeah, there's fruit.
Is it fruit?
Fruit, yeah.
Okay. So what's it worth, Lesley? Do you think
I have
you
no
own
i-
this
I have-
antique centre?
I have no idea.
It's got to be worth a couple of hundred
using
quid.
a phrase from a very popular quiz programme.
What?
I have no idea.
Oh.
I'm getting it right, I will get it wrong.
Lesley, you should get it right. It's got to be worth a couple of £100 to somebody, hasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's finding the right somebody
Well, I
who
think-
will really like it.
Well,
and,
look,
you
I
know,
mean, this antique centre is full of. How many dealers have we got in here, Lesley?
Yes.
Gosh, I should know that answer, shouldn't I?
You must have 100.
I should think so.
Yes.
Yeah.
So someone might be interested. Yes.
Absolutely. Is that what you want to do? Sell it?
Well, it was really just wondering, you know, and I just thought I'd bring it in because I thought it's so pretty
Yeah, it is.
and everything. I mean, I quite probably would like to sell it, yes.
Well, let's see if we can find you a buyer, shall we?
Okay, that would be wonderful. thank
Lesley,
you.
shall we see if we can find a buyer?
Yes, we can try that.
Let's try and
Okay.
do that. We'll come back if we find a buyer.
Yes.
So, to give you a bit of an update, yes, it's a vinaigrette. It's about 200 years old, and the owner sold it in Antiques on High for £200.